All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for all over the Americas. Today we have the pleasure to welcome Jayne which is a founder of Jayne Luxury Rental in a very special area of Canada. So Jayne, would you like to tell us more?
I would love to tell you all more. Thank you, Dominique. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in here. I'm very pleased to present to you my business where it's been founded in Muskoka, Ontario. Muskoka is about 2.5 hours a north drive from Toronto. And I have about 300 private accommodation rentals in and around the Muskoka area, as well as areas closer to Toronto. They are all rural areas that are just outside of the city. And it's a great double destination to be able to visit Toronto and see our beautiful urban center, but to know that these areas, these high-end luxury areas, are just outside of Toronto. All of my properties are managed by my team. I have my own cleaning staff and my own property staff and my own concierge team. And so it is 100% controlled by me and my staff. Currently, summer is the peak season, and I have over 100 staff working for me. That goes from, basically chefs, as well as the ones that are cleaners, property people, and the personal concierge that would be greeting our guests at the properties. Just getting into it, we were founded in 2014, or I founded the company in 2014. I grew up, my family's property was on the lake, and it was a huge part of my life. And so I rented a cottage, or I bought a cottage in 2020 in the Muskokas, and I started this business 4 years later. I found Muskoka has always been the high-end luxury area of Canada. It has been always founded by the wealthy Canadians as well as celebrities, and they've always had places up here. But now what has happened is, since I've got into the business, I've been able to convince owners to be able to rent their properties. And as a result, and we price the properties very high to make it worthwhile for the owners. So anyways, I started in 2014, as I said. By 2019, I had about 160 properties. And that year, I won the Best Female CEO of a Startup Business, an award sponsored by the Royal Bank of Canada. And it was called the Women of Influence Award. That award was really important because when I'm renting properties that are around $40,000 a week, it's really important that my owners know and my guests know that I'm running a good business, as opposed to what they see on social media. And so I've really spent a lot of time making sure that I am, my marketing has been very sort of business oriented. It is now, we have big social media following as well, but it's very important for owners and guests to feel comfortable about the property they're renting, and it is true as what it says it is. I'm just going to show you a selection of our properties. This property is on Lake Simcoe, and it is about an hour north of Toronto. It's a beautiful property, and we have probably about 20 properties in this area. So this lake is called Lake Simcoe, and it's a little bit larger than the Muskoka lakes, and so it's not as easy to boat it as it is in Muskoka. This is a property on Lake Muskoka. It's called Hamilton Point, and you can see a lot of the properties feature water inflatable sort of jungle gyms and stuff like that for kids. This property is beautiful property on Lake Rosso. It has a sport court. Most of our properties have what we call a Muskoka room, which is an indoor-outdoor room. where people may gather after they've spent the day on the dock or the day in the boat. They come back to the Muskoka room and maybe gather there while dinner is getting ready. This is a beautiful property on Lake Joseph. It's called Lake Joe First Class. There's a furniture store in Muskoka called Muskoka Living. It is the most expensive furniture store in Canada, and they now do their manufacturing out of Los Angeles. And, you know, a lot of my staff say that the outdoor furniture on this boathouse is nicer than most people's indoor furniture. Anyways, this is a beautiful property on Lake Joe. In terms of luxury concierge offerings, so what we are is I basically describe us as a decentralized 5-star hotel. But we are decentralized across 300 properties. So it means that we have a reservations team that will help you or your guests find a property. And then once that reservation is made and it is confirmed, meaning it has been paid, a deposit has been made, our concierge team would reach out to either the advisor or your guest and ask them what type of services they'd like. Most people, without saying, would go for a boat rental, boat tours, that sort of thing. But many of our guests have private chefs, massage therapy, additional water toys such as kayaks, canoes. I'm sorry about this. Let me go back. Hot tubs, airport pickup, shopping service, and we also do events and weddings. A lot of people say that they've never heard of Muskoka, and the reason why they've never heard of the area is because there's only beautiful homes in the area. It was actually founded in the late 1800s by Andrew Carnegie, Richard Mellon, and George Westinghouse, who are Pittsburgh industrialists in the steel industry. And what they did is they went up by train and then steamship and founded an area on Lake Muskoka. And it was then called Millionaires Row. They built these huge mansions that are still there today. And they started inviting their wealthy friends up from the US. And so then more and more Americans started coming up and settling on Lake Muskoka. And this continued. They would buy properties that would have 200 feet of frontage. Interesting, back in the day, where there was only steamships to get around, they'd take train and then steamships. In the early 1900s, that properties that were founded often were islands as being the first choice. And then after roads were built, they would then move to the mainland. But anyways, as the Americans started coming up, and these were very wealthy Americans, they started inviting their friends and talent to Muskoka. And so in the late 50s, we started getting like some talent people like Frank Sinatra, Clark Gable, Louis Armstrong are all known to have come up to the Muskokas and play in the resorts that were available back in the day. And so anyways, this caused some other Americans to be buying properties and other people worldwide to buy properties on Lake Rosso and Lake Joseph. So now we have an area on Lake Joseph called Billionaires Row. And Billionaires Row is populated by a lot of Americans. And if anybody knows of Kevin O'Leary has a property in this area. And if anybody remembers the accident a couple of years ago, where Kevin O'Leary was in an unfortunate boating accident where 2 people died. This cottage here on the top left was not Kevin O'Leary's cottage, but the other party in the accident. It is a doctor from California, and that's actually his cottage that was involved in that terrible accident. I'm going to now play to you Muskoka and a video for Muskoka.
At Jayne's Luxury Rentals in Muskoka, Ontario, Canada, otherwise known as the Hamptons of the North. Muskoka is home to more than 1,500 sparkling lakes, fringed in stunning landscapes, natural scenery, palatial cottages, golf clubs, and charming resorts. Muskoka has long been a summer playground for Toronto elite. Secluded cottages provide the perfect paparazzi escape where celebrities can come and vacation peacefully with their friends and family. Most recently, Jayne's is featured in the world's leading travel and leisure magazine. Based in New York, Travel and Leisure has 4.8 million readers and 7.2 million followers. As outlined in the article, Jayne's offers a quintessential Canadian cottage experience and a range of ultra-luxury waterfront properties. Just a 2.5-hour drive or a 30-minute flight from Toronto will bring you to this luxurious life in cottage country, Ontario. And once you arrive up north, it's easy to while away your days boating, hiking, biking, and lounging lakeside in a Muskoka chair, Ontario's version of the Adirondack chair, while appreciating both simple sunsets and flashy speedboats. Jayne's offers a selection of luxurious, private cottage properties that will exceed your expectations. Our properties are fully stocked and equipped with everything you need for a comfortable and memorable stay. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage nestled in the woods or a large lakeside home with a dock and entertaining area, we have a rental that will suit your needs. Count on Jayne for all your needs, such as shopping service, housekeeping, linen changes, private chef, party planning, massage therapy, car and water taxi. We have it all. So come and experience the beauty of Muskoka with Jayne's Luxury Rentals. We can't wait to welcome you to our stunning region.
All right. Let me go back to our presentation.
For the video, it's beautiful. I love this video.
Thank you, Dominique.
And I had the chance, as I said, I had the chance to go myself and discover an area I'd never seen before. So very impressed with all the service I've seen that you extended.
Great, thanks. Here are some of the celebrities that have shared on their Instagram being in Muskoka. Cindy Crawford has a cottage here on Lake Joseph. She has an island cottage. The Beckhams, some of Cindy's friends, Shaq O'Neal, Mark Wahlberg. Here we have Austin Butler, Harry Hamlin. If anybody remembers Harry Hamlin and Lisa Rennie, they have a cottage on an island on Lake Joseph. Talked about Kevin O'Leary before. Kate Hudson, Goldie Hawn, that family has a cottage on Lake Muskoka. Connor McDavid and many hockey players have cottages up here, and Connor McDavid actually just got married at one of my cottage rentals last weekend. Oh geez, sorry. My phone is too busy. It's a crazy time of year right now. So anyways, if anybody sort of Googles Muskoka, so you haven't heard of it before, and then you hear it from me, and then you just start to Google it, you will see what happens. And you'll see about how this little Muskoka town is a party of the A-listers. We currently have Rachel McAdams in house right now. We have somebody from Coldwater, no, who's the guy? Oh, well, we had Darth Vader from Star Wars. Anyways, there's a few celebrities that are in-house. But anyways, here we are. Martin Short has a cottage on Lake Rosso. He's very good friends with Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. And so they're up every so often. And so really what makes this area so popular? Well, the most important thing is the fact that the lakes are clean, clear, and very boatable. And they all are surrounded, the 3 lakes are surrounded by cute little villages that are very well equipped for groceries, specialty foods, liquor stores, drug stores, etc. Any property of ours is within 15 or 20 minutes to these areas. We also have some great restaurants, and really the hub of the three lakes, Lake Rosseau, Lake Joseph, and Lake Muskoka, is a cute little town, a little she town called Port Carling. And really what you do in these lakes, a lot of the times is it's really called destination boating. You get up in the morning and you maybe go on a boat ride for a coffee. You go for a quick little water ski in the morning when there's no boats out. And you go for a nice little boat ride, then maybe you go back for lunch. You go and get your golf clubs. You take your golf clubs to the golf course, which is right on the water. And then you're driving home from the golf course, and there's this great little bar that's right on the water's edge that people go and sit at and watch the sunset. That is the sushi. It has sushi and very nice cocktails. And then you can go for dinner or go back to your cottage for dinner. Enjoy, potentially the Muskoka room while there's a private chef making your dinner. Some great things about Muskoka is it is only, it's a 2.5 hour drive, or 2 to 2.5 hour drive, depending on where you're flying, where you're going in the Muskoka region, from the Toronto International Airport or Pearson Airport, which is one of the 3 best airports of its size for serving over 40 million passengers every year. And one way to get up is by car. But right beside Pearson International Airport, there's an executive airport. And you can go there and we could hire a seaplane that actually would take you right to your cottage. A seaplane right to your cottage is 30 minutes from Pearson International. Or you can fly in by seaplane from New York. It's about an hour and a half as well. Or you can fly privately in a larger jet to the Muskoka International Airport. And there's another smaller airport for smaller planes on the other side of Muskoka called the Parry Sound Airport. In terms of average temperature for June now is about 72 degrees. July is closer to 80, August is around 75, and September is just a little bit under 70 degrees. In terms of what's to do, well, really the most, people like to spend their time on the lakes, whether it is kayaking or stand-up paddling or wake surfing, or there's a new e-foil that you can learn to do, which is basically a skateboard on the water. There's all those things to do. And then it's just great going out fishing on a boat, going out sightseeing on your boat and seeing the beautiful landscapes as well as the beautiful properties. The president of Alibaba has $100 million property in Muskoka, and there's several billionaires that also have properties of that stature here. Where there is beautiful scenery and there's water, there's also great hiking. And because the area also mentioned the great fishing, even in the winter, it's great to fish because there's ice fishing. And the real estate value in Muskoka is the most expensive real estate in Canada. And they do, as a result, the roads are kept very, very nice for cycling. And we even have a lot of like vintage car days or Corvettes that ride around the lakes and stuff like that for people that like to do that. There's also great golfing up here as well. I forgot to mention that the NCAA men's golf finals are going to be at a golf course up here called Overenberg. We also have areas where there's kids camps. These are day camps for kids. And one is for younger kids called the Lake Joseph Club. And then there's several areas where you can either go to water ski camp, or we can bring water ski instruction or wakeboard instruction right to your dock. Here are some pictures of my team and doing some, either delivering groceries, delivering kayaks. We have 19 vehicles on the road, and we're all over town. So why Jayne's? Because we have over 300 exclusive properties only listed with me. a 5-star quality experience, which includes luxury amenities. All of the linens are all my own branded linens. They're all 5-star hotel quality linens. All of my properties look the same. You come in, there's a welcome basket. There is flowers, there is a binder on the property. And then there is your dedicated personal concierge that meets you at the property and orients you with the property, and they are available 24/7 during your stay. During your stay, there's also linen changes and housekeeping as much as you want, but all of the rentals include at least 10 hours of housekeeping. And there's all of these luxury concierge services, such as the private chefs, the shopping service, extra linen changes, airport pickups, car service while you're in Muskoka, us making reservations for you at restaurants, us doing tee-off times for your golf, etc. Here are some reviews that we've received and some media that we've gained over the years. Jayne's has one of the strongest track records across vacation rental providers in all of North America. With nearly a decade of experience providing remarkable experiences and services to guests from all over the world and hundreds of 5-star reviews, you can have peace of mind that your clients are in good hands. And this is how to get in touch with us. Cindy is actually a travel agent, and she works exclusively with the travel trade. All of Dominique's agents have a commissionable of 12.5%, and our property ranges in price from $1,000 a night to 14,000 Canadian a night.
Thank you very much, Jayne. No, that was a beautiful presentation, and I think most of the advisors are probably going to be as like I was when I first met you. It's like, wow, it's a nice kept secret. Of course, our Canadian friends are happy about it. Jason just got back from Lake Joe, and I have always enjoyed it. Laura, not a question, but just wanted to say thank you for the webinar. Fellow Canadian here, and love to see Muskoka getting the attention it deserves. Look forward to working with you. Oh, thank you, Laura. I missed it. There is a minimum stay requirement.
We have had minimum stays, but we are now booking for agents 2 and 3 night stays. So we're working for an agent right now for a 2 or 3 night stay in the summer. If it's based on availability, it would be more last minute. We wouldn't be able to do a 2 or 3 night stay and booking it in July or August at this point, but for last minute, no problem.
Jason, you'd like to know Cindy who? What the last name of Cindy?
Yeah, so her last name's O'Byrne. ObyRne, but if she just email Cindy at Jayne's, it will come to us.
And then when you're going to be sending the recording, then you can copy Cindy and myself. So everybody will have everyone. This is lovely. Would love to have the video, please. Yes, we will send it to you. Jan, beautiful offering and stunning service. Thank you. Robin, looks lovely. Is there an average to the number of people that stay in your property?
Yeah, that's a great question. And typically, if there's an 8-bedroom property, we are limited to 16 guests, but sometimes we really would prefer if there weren't 16 guests, instead of having every single room in the house being used. So anyways, yeah, but all of the maximum occupants are listed on the property. I have a website that will be included in the package as well. It's called Jayne's Luxury Rentals, and you will be able to see there all of the properties. They're categorized by super elite, elite, premium, and boutique. And it will say a minimum stay in July and August of a week, but that can be discussed.
Jason, yes, great seeing you again. Laura, what a great hidden gem. Thanks, Dominique and Jem. Yes, I think with, as I said, what's maybe going on in the world, and also I myself see many of you asking for direct flight or something less than 5 hours away. And I think you're fitting the bill.
Yeah.
And you're offering something new that the clients have not seen. So you're a great alternative.
Thank you.
Voilà, Stephanie,
Yeah.
thank you for introducing us to this beautiful area. Yes, indeed. And I had the chance to go in March. We had a little bit of snow on the ground. It was
Yeah.
lovely. And
Great.
I remember that I went to this little village that you described, one of them, and I
Yeah.
was absolutely surprised by the quality of the restaurants. It was not officially a Michelin star, but trust me, oh, that was Michelin star
Well,
food
yeah,
that I had.
we've,
It was
yeah,
amazing.
we have been catering to this clientele since the early 1900s, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, the whole area is really maximized for the wealthy clientele that we get.
Yeah, but it's surprising, because it's a cute little village. You do not expect that quality of food. You don't. You just expect a good food. But
Yeah,
like, wow, can I come back tomorrow? That was I was thinking.
that's so nice. Yeah, it is
So,
great.
amazing.
Crossroads. I'll do the
Yeah.
shout out to Crossroads.
Oh, it's really, I can't describe more than wow. Because and your experience, and I had the chance to meet your team in the beautiful home where you're hosting them, which is, I think,
Yeah.
very generous. As
Yeah.
a owner of a company, I don't think everybody is offering their staff lodging of that level. So they must be happy, and
Thank you.
they're happy and they love you.
Yeah, and I would be happy to do fam trips if anybody is in the area. I'd love to show you around, provide a boat tour, and really familiarize you more with you know, the area. It's a really, really, you know, unique area. And I can tell you, like, if we look at my business, 45% of my guests are repeat guests, but
Yeah.
they represent 72% of my income. So
Yeah.
people come once and
go.
they love it. They come back and they spend twice as much.
Yeah. And I think the recent booking we had was people celebrating something, and or
Yeah,
family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there is a family member that is a little older, so maybe he's not gonna go to Europe this summer, but he wants to gather his whole family, and that's really fast. And I like I drove, which was really nice, but I think if I was a client, I would take your 30-minute seaplane from the airport and
Yeah.
land in front of my villa. That's
Yeah.
what I would do, huh?
Yeah. And it's just a beautiful view because you see these lakes all over. There's 1,500 lakes up here. It's stunning. And then there's another excursion we do direct to Algonquin Park, where there's a restaurant that's right in the park. And last time I was there, I saw 2 moose. So it's a very nice experience.
So Laura said that would be great for their Northeast based clients. It's so close. Robin, congrats on your success. Such a wonderful concept.
Oh,
Laura,
thank
apology,
you.
I missed it, but is there any home pet friendly? We actually didn't mention it, Laura.
I gotta say that most of, I would say 95% of the owners here have dogs. And yes, we are very pet friendly.
All right. So all of the homes in general then, huh?
I would say 90% of the homes are pet friendly.
So then there will be always a home to keep the
No
client.
problem. Yeah,
Yeah, lovely area. Thank you. So thank you for introducing us to this beautiful property, your beautiful property.
Great.
Would love to visit myself, she said.
Good.
Huh? Yeah, we'll see.
Wonderful.
I don't know if we do a big farm trip or it's easier to have individual farm trip.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's harder. But some of the villa, I went to one villa. I don't know, it was huge. I don't know how many, but it were more than 8 bedroom, I think. So
Yeah.
actually,
I just did a fam trip with the GTN network, the Gifted Travel Network or whatever, and I'd
yeah.
love to do it with some other agencies as well.
We can mix everyone, huh?
Yeah,
We
they
will
had all over.
set up the date then, huh? And then invite, and we'll of course keep in mind the one who have signed up for the webinar today, and let you know the dates. All right, so
Okay.
thank you everybody. I don't see any other question. Thank you for your time, everyone. I know everyone is busy. Jayne, I know you're busy. You said the phone was ringing off the hook.
Yeah, I know.
But you're still smiling and relaxed, huh?
July.
Voilà.
Yes,
We'll send you
yes,
the list and the webinar recording, and if you can send it to everybody. Everyone, you can
absolutely.
always meet Jayne on our platform, www.letsconnect365.com, if you want a 15 minutes or more with Jayne, and if you also want to bring in your clients to discuss something. Huh? Voilà.
For
All
sure.
right. Allez.
All right. Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
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 Bye.